Hello again, it's Dirrdevil, PS5 Subnautica playthrough, doing a tour of my MegaBase. Um, Hopefully you can rate my base, tell me what you think, uh, tell me how crazy I am for going overboard, spending too much time manually digging up all these materials and planting them. So we've seen most of the surface base. Um, the four stack of large rooms over there with the dorms and the lab and the three-story alien containment unit, the gardens, both the terrestrial gardens over here and the aquatic gardens down over beneath the water there. Let's look at the annexes that really go into some of the other biomes. And no, it's not going to cover every biome in the game, just a couple of nearby biomes. So this hallway leads up to the the 4-room air rooms. I don't know what to call them. Got a battery charge here. Initially, this was just one long glass corridor walk, and it got a little boring. I was trying to think if I was really in the game, would I want to just walk just a boring, empty glass corridor for several, I don't know, not miles, but like a block, rather than have a nice little weight room. You walk all this way, and if you want to take a break, you can sit down. Got this nice lantern tree, which is light at night. Got this guy, and you could just relax here. It's also a bit further from all the busyness of this part of the base, so if you just wanted to get some time to yourself, let's say you do work in these cramped spaces on this alien planet with a few other staff members, you might just need a break from other people, and you could just maybe sit out here as one such place. You got a couple places to come out either side. It's kind of redundant. That's okay. You can see our moon pool things here. While we're at it, let's go up to. We're gonna end this stream with actually taking off. We'll just go up there later. Here's a nice area. There's only way to access this part is through the hatches. I initially wanted to make like a hidden bedroom that you could only access by like swimming off to like a hidden spot, but I ended up doing something different. This is a stalker room, and it's a bit cramped. It's the regular multi-purpose room size alien containment unit versus the large ones. It's 3 stories, but the more stories, the more they breed. I wanted to make multiple stories for them because the creepvine needs. I've been told it needs 3 stories to grow, but it looks like it doesn't go above 2 stories. It's. I mentioned the light must drive the stalkers crazy, and it might be too much creepvine. You know, their natural environment. Not every creepvine has light, and all those do. You can enter from either side of these hatches. You can swim through it. Creatures and alien containment units won't attack you. They won't attack you on release either, but they can attack vehicles if they're a fauna that attacks vehicles. Stalkers don't attack vehicles, so they're safe regardless. These are good for farming stalker teeth. They won't do it in the unit, but if you take them out, put some scrap in them nearby, they'll farm it, they'll stay near your base, and they won't be aggressive towards you. They will attack other fish though. But you can also swim up. You can't go to the top floor, the above surface floor, that nice way station room. But if you want to visit the stalkers in person, you have to get out and actually swim to these areas. Fortunately, it's too small. I don't think it could fit a bench near the window and the tank. If the game does allow it, it would still be too cramped. But it's nice. You get that light. You could see that from a while away. That in the dark at night, you got this this beautiful beacon here with all the glass, the creepvine light. This is neat. And you can't directly access that. Gotta come in here. But you could also just stare down at this. I'm just gonna admire that, just sitting here. If you wanted some private time to reflect. Okay. So, just a little preview of the angst to come. We started the observatory way over there. I don't know if the game is actually loading it or not. Even the PS5, which has a much better render distance than the PS4 version. And we've probably seen some of these ruins before. I started with my prawn way over there. And we'd see my Cyclops, the big deep over there. We'll see some more rooms here. But damn stalkers. I don't see them, I just hear that clamp sound. But here we're in the Strafe Shallows. I like this area too. This really scenic spot. In a previous playthrough, I wanted to build a glass circle corridor around this section or through the thing here if it would let me. And have a little base here, but by that point I had like 10 bases, or some of them really huge, and the game was unplayable at that point. PS5 has not been nearly as bad. I went to the crash zone mesas, and I had built a very big base, including a 50-plus story multi-purpose room tower. It had an alien containment unit from top to bottom. I made the mistake of putting a couple fish in there, and it filled up 50 stories of tanks of fish. It's literally thousands of fish, and the game never was the same after that. So there's our scanner room. I've always considered this like the front main part of the base. It really was just a foundation or two with like 6 of those X platforms tied to each other, a couple of hatches, with some lockers. And it just got bigger and bigger and expanded from there. Started with 1 moon pool, then started with 2. So I need to either go in here and climb down the ladder, or I can use a hatch down there. So down 28 meters. I try not to make any ladders go down like hundreds of meters. It doesn't affect anything gameplay wise, but would you want to climb like 200 meters at a time? I feel like that'd be exhausting to live in that scenario. So you'll see, climb down here, and then you want to go further, you climb down a second set, so you get like a little break in the ladder. I feel like that's a little more realistic. You also have a hatch. Come out here, you see we're near the Stalker way station. See the ladder inside going all the way down. In hindsight, I feel like if I could have made a ladder going up on this side and the one going down on that side, I would have liked that better, but just working within the structure I had, this worked better. I'm constantly kind of fighting the Subnautica base building stuff. You can't align foundations or multi-purpose rooms. Ladders can only build in these quarter pieces. You can't build them in a multi-purpose or a large room. The ladders are always in the center of a hallway rather than up against the wall, which I don't like. You can't choose the orientation of a ladder. They all face a certain direction in the game. Like you'll see every ladder I have just faces this way, which is west. And that's true of all the ladders. I tend to build my buildings around ladders. I don't like to have them in the middle of a hallway. I like them to have at the end. So you see that it faces west. So that's where I tend to build my ladders. I don't want to ever, like, you're walking and there's a ladder right in the middle of a hallway. I feel like that's bad feng shui. And I, like, even here where it's in the middle of a 4-way platform, I don't love that. Alright, but back onto the tour. Also, like the hatches, like, I'd rather have this hatch open up either out that way or this way. I don't like that it's to the side, but you can't choose the orientation of a hatch. Alright, so you got some more aquariums. These are all of our smaller fish, the ones that take up 1 by 1 inventory. Rabbit raiser exception, you can get their eggs, but you can't pick them up. Oh, I misspoke. All these creatures are here. They have 1 by 1 eggs, but none of them can be picked up physically. So that's the mesmers, which are dangerous, but not inside a tank. We got ghostweed for their flora. Rabbit rays, they have 1 by 1 eggs. You can't pick them up. I have the small plants, the writhing reeds, the vein nettles, and the pygmy fans. there's only 3 of those and they take up so many spots. I wanted an even amount of these 3 plants, but you can see that it just ended up being more writhing reed than the other 2. Wish there was just more choice for plants, and you could pick specifically the spots they popped up in, and wish there was like a 4th plant, then I could have balanced these out a little bit better. And then crash fish, everybody's favorite fish. At least they're not crazy here. They don't have any sulfur to stop. Oh, we just got the cuttlefish egg discovery. We can check that out later. We got redwort. I tried to do a representation of every flora, aquatic flora, in each tank. Meaning in all the aquariums we're going to visit, we'll see all the different types of flora. Alright, down 60 meters now, so it's another 32-meter climb. I could not fit a window here, I'll show you. Normally you could put a window on the end of a corridor, but it's so close to this rock wall, it would not let you put a window here. A window wouldn't be worth seeing anyway, but I would like to have something here. If I could have put a reinforcement here, but you can't do reinforcements on the end for some reason, only on B spots. But this would be a perfect spot for reinforcement. There's nothing good to see out here, like just sheer rock. Don't want a window there. But I want to put as much stuff on the surface as I can. So, there's a door to that side, a door to this side. Put a reinforcement again, not much to see out there. Plenty of bulkheads. Some nice glass to walk around. We're in the grassy plateaus now. There's that creep vine kelp forest island. We got a couple of large rooms ahead. Let's actually go up out the hatch. We can see there's 2x2 large rooms. I do like the foundations. If you do a large room next to a large room, they automatically connect, no space needed. And 3 foundations, they'll actually orient quite nice where they won't stick out too much on either side. I would love like a grid that just snaps stuff to like a nice orderly grid on the wall for wall lockers and other objects, and foundations to line up with the rooms nicely. But these are my alien containment units for the bigger fauna. Of course, in alien containment they stay small, but we have our sand sharks. They have a mix of furrowed papyrus and spiky horngrass, basically the 2 non-bioluminescent plants. We have our sand sharks with regress shells and rouge cradles. So we've got sand sharks and bone sharks. We don't mix the species, we just got each one. You can fit 2 large alien containment units in here. If you didn't know, large rooms, the alien containment units are automatically bigger. With no more resources, there's just more room. They can hold more fish, more fauna. You can either build one from here to here and have one center one, or you can have 2 on the ends, and you can actually crisscross them, which I didn't do in any of these designs. We go forward. This tank has our amp eels, both bulb bushes and cave bushes, are 2 bush type plants. This one has our crab squids. We did spotted dockleaf and membrane plants, membrane trees. Here we have our gasteropods of sea crowns and blue palms. We got our jelly rays. It's the only type of ray in the game you can get eggs for. We did eye stalks and Gabe's feathers. I tried to give them plants that kind of fit their biomes, but also not reusing plants. Like every tank's got something different. It's not perfect though. There's some things that some plants get used in more biomes than others. And then, as you'll see, these 2 tanks only have like 1 plant each. I think I've already used all the plants again. If there were 2 more plants in the game, I could fit them in, but so our crab snakes get jelly shrooms. That's the most fitting plant for them by far. And then we have the lava lizards in the inactive lava zone down here with violet bows. No real plant fits them. There's no plant life in their biome, but I didn't want it to be boring. I wanted to have something in here. It would have been cool to add some type of lava plant there. It's lava fauna are pretty unrealistic. Put some lava flora in there. It's just as unrealistic. If these things can thrive down here, something else can thrive down there. Especially as there's herbivores down there. The red eye and the magma ring, like their cousins, apparently eat flora, but there's no flora in the lava zone. But try to use one of each plant. I've got lockers for eggs. Now, lava lizards are there. Stalkers are here. There's no good locker space in the way station tank I built for them. I don't actually have any excess crab snake eggs. They're the most pain in the ass to get there. You can only find crab snake eggs in the jelly shrooms themselves, in the jelly shroom caves. Not all jelly shrooms will have eggs, and it's acidic in there, like the Lost River, and you'll be damaged, and vehicles can't fit inside them, so you have to dive in there. You have to take damage, even with a reinforced suit, so it's always risky. And plus, crab snakes like to hide in there as well. And to even see an egg, you have to peek over their top, and usually you'll get bit by a crab snake trying to find that out if they're occupied or not. We have some sand shark eggs. Bone sharks. We need 5 more eggs there. I kind of dislike that I have 3 lockers here and 2 here. Feels asymmetrical to me. Ampule eggs. I don't think I have that many. Just 2. Would like to have a full locker of 6. And 4 crab squid eggs. So I wish I could have 2 more to fill that out. Surprisingly, no gasopod eggs. They're actually pretty easy to find. I have some spadefish eggs. Spadefish, I didn't bother to get their own tank. They're in the weirdest kind of category. Either the creatures here you can capture in these tanks take up 2 by 2 in your inventory, as do their eggs. Or, they are 1 by 1 creatures with 1 by 1 eggs, like, the spadefish, which is weird. You can pick them up or get an egg. Or there's creatures like the mesmer, the rapid rays, and the crashfish, which have 1 by 1 eggs but are too big to pick up, and I think they take up like 2 by 2 in your inventory. The spadefish is just a weird category. They have like small eggs like small fish, or they're small enough to pick up like small fish, but they have eggs unlike the small fish. It's just weird and confusing. So I don't actually have a unique spadefish aquarium, but I do have a place for their eggs. 2 more moon pools with the last 2 sea moths. We have to drop my original sea moth. It's got the Mark III def module, energy efficiency, sonar, and storage. So this one's themed just about exploring, no defenses, just going deep, keeping energy efficient, sonar, and storage. Vehicle modification station. This is the raindrop. It's got the Mark III def model, energy efficiency, perimeter defense, and storage. So the only difference between the raindrop and dewdrop, instead of having sonar, this has perimeter defense. So if you're more about exploring, take the dewdrop. If you want to be a little more careful, have that perimeter defense, you can take the raindrop. Some more power solid chargers. Unlike the other moon pools, these just have 1 each. As you see, they have ion cells. So let me get close enough. I can't do it from here. So we've got a total of 5 moon pools. This one is a little further from the other 2. This is one of the last things built, much later than even these. Originally this would just be a huge glass tunnel wrapping all the way around to that observatory, and I felt like, no, put a moon pool there. Save some glass, but also do you want to just walk so much? And This gives me a moon pool for my prawn. It's the only moon pool without battery chargers or a modification bay. It could use those, but I kind of like having the windows here. It was more so built as a way station, and I tend to charge my prawn suit in the Cyclops. And the other 4 moon pools besides the one I'm currently standing in, or for sea moths, there's 2 other sea moths that have solar chargers. So we're going back. This is that observatory for the grassy plateaus, and this is the last section I built. Thing. So a lot of the plants here were just I just put random stuff down. I didn't really think about these too much. Maybe just rushing the tail end of this. Alright, so let's go across the moon bases. And now we'll see where there's even more large rooms. So that is the original base, way over there in the safe shallows. You can see the Stalker way station. We can see the tower going up to near it. We can see the foundation legs and the creepvine farm. I've killed a lot of biters, but I have to be careful because there's still some biters hanging around, nibbling on me all the time. We can see these are 4 large rooms stacked up next to each other. So that's 8 large rooms, and you see it goes even further. Man, that reef pack sounds close. Got this little creepvine kelp forest island that I quite like. It's pretty cool. These have glass domes on top. You can enter through the moon pool or the hatch here. You can enter through this hatch. It's kind of got a weird set of steps to it. So, got some windows here, all the way around. We'll see why these don't have windows. These are wall planters for the outside. I don't like to leave a blank wall. And yes, that box down here is empty. We can see a wreck in the distance, but it's been looted pretty thoroughly. Alright, let's explore this big annex. I consider that part of the main base, but and these more so just places to visit, these aquariums. You can come in and check out all my collected species, but people wouldn't necessarily be living in these rooms. But these are some of the later additions where I decided to go a little further. Alright. Let's pop in. Let's go through the hatch. See, it's like I put a reinforcement here just to have a little bit more, but again, like having something different on one side helps me kind of keep track which side is which. So let's go down. This will go down a couple of floors. We're right at the, just right above the surface of the grassy plateau here. Alright, and then we've got some more triple story alien containment units. This one has all of the aggressive fauna, even though they're not aggressive to you in here. So we got the crab skit, the crab snake, we got lava lizards, we have ant eels, we have the bone shark and sand shark, the mesmer, which is smaller than the rest but aggressive, and the stalker, things that will attack you. This tank has all the non-aggressive. No, I think I put the crash fish in here. Maybe the crash fish should go in the other. We got rabbit ray, spadefish, boomerang, gasopod, peeper, magma rang, crash fish for some reason, hoopfish, holefish, jelly ray, bladderfish, hoverfish, spinefish, eye, red eye. If I didn't already say hoverfish and bladderfish, there they are again. Garyfish, oculus. Oh, and I think between the two, I guess the more pleasant looking flora, gate's feather, sea crown, violet bow, blue palm, rouge feather, regress shell, jelly shroom, spotted dockleaf. Not every flora, you can't fit all of them in there, but some of my favorites. This one I try to do the vines. Some regular creep vine, no clusters, some with clusters, and some blood vine. And you can get off on each floor, through the hatches. So this is the aggressive tank, that is the peaceful tank. You got some benches where you can kind of sit down, relax, just hang out, look at the floor here. So, cool place to hang out. You can swim through the tank to get to most floors, or you can use the exterior hatches if you want to get to the top floor above the tank. You'll have to use this hatch or one of the ladders I'll show you. Let's go through each floor one by one. Honestly, not much on this floor. You can just get a different view of the tanks. Alright, so this is the ladder to the moon pool. This is a single stop. This one you can stop at each floor. It's a little separate. There's going to be reinforcements because otherwise you're just going to see the wall of the larger. And so we got one floor. We were just on this floor. It's the third floor up. Again, it's just the top of the tanks. Not much to do here. I guess I could put benches on each of these floors. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Alright. And then we can take the ladder up one more time. There's also a hatch here. You could just go from this hatch to this hatch, or from the moon pool, or just make a mad dash. You can actually swim all the way to the main base fairly easily. Oh, I'm damaged. I didn't even realize. I don't know how that happened. We've got a large extra capacity tank, of course, at the end of the game. But I think even with a regular tank, you can easily swim from any part of the base to any other without running out of oxygen. You know, we're at the garden. We're out the aquatic gardens. This is our nuclear room covered in reinforcements. Water filtration, which you can see, those special little things in that lunchroom. The laboratory. Life pod, gumdrop, the sun drop, the jumbo shrimp.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Another little garden there. We don't need the prawn soup, but I figured let's just bring it over. We've got our 4 mega aquariums with the alien containment units. Double moon pool, this little third kind of basic moon pool, our observatory, which is built exclusively for seeing the reef backs. Very lucky to see one at the start. I didn't want it too far out, and I didn't want it too high up. It can block their pathing. I made one on my PS4 playthrough, the Mushroom Forest, and a big base as well, and I had one go up too high and a reef pack was just stuck pushing against the corridor for the longest time and would not move. I had to deconstruct and move it a little bit lower so I could see them a little better without actually ruining it. So you don't want them too high in these areas unless you want to be a troll to the reef backs. Stalker this far out since... Okay. That's why it's far out. It's after my fucking cameras. Not that I use them too much. I was like, what is a stalker doing out on the grassy plateau? Alright, this is the pitch I had for this base. Alright, Riley comes back after the ending of Subnautica, escapes his debt to Alterra. Spoilers. He starts a business here, maybe does science work, maybe invites like people who want to go exploring 4546B. Maybe just if people want to be like weekend warriors and do something crazy. Rich people with no sense who just want to swim the oceans of 4546B and fight a reaper, or just go to the Lost River, inactive lava zone, or the dunes, someplace dangerous, and just take a tour. Well, he can host prospective people coming here. So he's got this nice dining hall. You could dine right on the glass of these tanks. If you're more of a badass, you sit on the tank with the aggressive fauna beneath it. If you're a little more skittish, maybe it's a different type of business person coming to visit Riley's base here, you can sit above this. So the chairs are not actually on the glass because, again, you have to have this huge gap for them to actually allow you to sit any closer, and it won't let you sit in them. But I can imagine you could just pull them in closer in real life. So you can hold 7 people here, another 7 on this side. You got 7 seats each, 14. And Riley in the center, you can kind of swivel in a swivel chair between the two. Kind of deal with a big group of people. Plenty of coffee machines, trash cans, vending machines. I'm sorry, that's as fancy as the food gets here. It'd be nice. It wouldn't be nice if you could do... I would love more decor, more items in Subnautica too. You know, not just chips. Add some candy or some shit to it. Make a kitchen, make some toilets. But what we got to work with, the resources in game, yeah, you get coffee, trash cans, vending machines, chairs, and tables. So, got the aquariums below. This side you get another garden. Always think with the gassy, not Degrassi. Degassi crew and their garden failing on the floating island. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so let's say somehow that tire base over there got wrecked by some hurricane or something. Maybe this part of the base survives. You got vending machines and coffee. You got a separate garden too. You got Chinese potato, lantern fruit, bulbo trees, marble melons, all the things you can eat. This stuff's decorative, and this room's still pretty sparse and empty, all things considered. But you've got more food. You can always catch fish too, but, you know, you got some plants. So, you want to have as many gardens as you can, much fish and water as you can. So, and I don't know how much light they're getting 67 meters down, but still get some natural light. See my prawn suit right here. You can see the Neptune floating base there. And you can even see the mobile vehicle platform right there where you respawn vehicles. Let's actually go up to that. That stalker might be aggressive. I don't know if that's... I don't think that's a pet stalker of mine. So you see the aurora. You can see my base, which looks far away. At the tail end of it, you can kind of see part of it loading in the distance there. Alright. Go back down. So you can go right from this, like, meeting kind of room, conference hall almost, to this indoor deep garden. I figured you didn't need hatches directly on this side since these rooms automatically connect. But let's go ahead and enter here. So if you do want to go down beneath the garden, you do have to come out of this room. Either use those series of hatches I just used, or go down through here, which has got to stop on each of the 4 floors. I think the hatches are going to be a bit easier. This is kind of a boring level on this side. It's just more the aquarium, but nothing making it too unique. Wish there was more decor stuff I could add. I could add some benches or maybe some potted plants. We got these walls again, which do add stability, unlike the dormitories we showed before, because it's beneath water, so these do contribute to hull stability like foundations, reinforcements, and bulkheads do. This is a place for guests to stay. Those guests that would come for the conference hall. Not really well decorated like the dormitories are, just pretty sparse. A bed and a counter. And lining these up was a pain in the ass. Just even now, this one feels like it's sitting on this black line a little too much. But this is a place for the guests to stay. 3 more rooms. Not very private, not really well decorated. But you got a bed and a counter. Bed and a counter. Bed and a counter. Maybe I could do something with this space, and this space, and this space. Again, pretty cramped when you build in the large room. It doesn't actually feel large, like you don't have much. I'm just moving left to right. You don't have much room here. Trying to get around, if there was another person walking down this hall, it'd be a cramped up nightmare. We got some windows to look out at the grassy plateaus. Can't really see that well with the darkness though. You get 2 more bedrooms here. So we had 2 on each side, that's 4, and 3 in the center. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Just like we had 7 chairs around one side of the conference hall. Let's go down. We're on the second. Conference hall's on the first. Go down 1 more floor. Again, kind of a boring thing. Just the aquarium. I think the bottom level's the best. We got another series of walls here. Where we have 2 more beds. 2 more beds. Oh, and theirs is on this side. 3 more beds. So again, 2, 2, and 3 is 7. There's 7 rooms above us. 7 rooms here. It's 14. So this can host 14 people. And I'm thinking this level, instead of windows, we have wall planters. So if you're like that more nervous person who's visiting 4546B, maybe for business reasons, but you're actually not that thrilled about being underwater with alien life forms, and you're dining, you can sit on this side with the more peaceful creatures above you. You could stay on this floor where you're not seeing out in the water. You feel like you're indoors. You're seeing greenery. This is the idea. And these rooms are as sparsely decorated as the others. This one, the doors and exit to the opposite side, not this narrow hallway with the greenery. You don't even have to go to that side. It opens into a more open space, so you might feel less claustrophobic coming out these rooms here. But the floor above it, that might be for a more adventurous group of residents. You know, they come out, they have windows, they're immediately seeing the water every time they exit the room. Their doors on this side facing the water, so this is more for your adventurous group of people. We got 14 rooms and 14 seats in that room above. I wish they could be as nicely decorated as the dorms I built in the other section, but this is more for like temporary guest. Alright, and then we have a final floor here that we didn't go in yet with these nice reinforcements. So we can either come in for the moon pool down this rope, will immediately be on the bottom floor. They could enter here. Or we can enter from this side, be at the bottom floor, and we get another walled in section here. Again, it adds for stability as well, but also adds some extra privacy. It's got a door on this side. A window when you come out, you can see our moon pools. No windows here, just got some reinforcements. Gotta build them somewhere. Got a door on this side. This is kind of the new captain's quarters that replaced the old one for O'Reilly. This one has the privacy that you need. No windows. It's shit. You got radio here, you got a fabricator, you got vending machines and trash cans right here in your room. Got this beautiful picture of the reef back right beneath the sunlit water surface. A desk, get some benches to hang out, some greenery. Vauxhall shrubs are the nicest things by far. You got water stored here, ready to go. You get some safety things. You got an extra lightweight, high-capacity tank, some med kits. We can put a few more in there. An air bladder if you quickly need to go to the surface. Fire extinguisher. A floating air pump. That's less of a tool, more something to attach to something. Yeah, shelf, wall shelves. Bedroom's just kind of sitting in this open area. I mean, it's closed in by these walls, but it's not like up against a wall. But you've got aquarium with some the more pleasant, nice fish. I mean, they're not pretty like the spade fish, but you know, most of the one-by-one fish are just not aggressive. You know, nice fish. And we even got an enzyme peeper here to kind of look at as you fall asleep. It's kind of like a kitchen area. Too bad there's no kitchen supplies or decor, but you got some shelves, a counter, coffee machine, another counter. You could invite some friends in to sit in your room, hang out for 3 of you. Nice little Vauxhall shrub to look at. Some more trash cans, some big plants for some decor. So, nothing fancy. I'm thinking of like, really there's 2 captain's quarters. This one where like, much more private, bigger space for sure. But even though this is a big open room, if you're feeling thalassophobia in water, you could always go get a above surface room. Okay, the base continues. Got another glass tunnel. We're leading out here. A hatch. Okay, and you got some random plants here. Most of the stuff is stuff that you could find at the jelly shroom caves down there, or in the kelp forest nearby. So I just try to go with local flora. Jelly shrooms, redworts, regress shells, violet bow, and some creep vine. Some with and without the clusters, but also some added light from the creep vine. And again, you're walking from this large room annex. I didn't want to just be mile and mile of the glass. I wanted places where you could stop, places you could exit through a hatch. But if you need to take a little break from your walk, say you come down a floor, rather than continue on your journey, if you want to take a little break from the walking, here you go. Chillax right here. Got some benches, got a little table if you wanted to hang out and eat. Got this nearby floor to kind of set the mood. Just a cool little place to take a break. Again, if you want to get away from all this stuff. And this part of the base is designed to house 14 people plus Riley's spare room. It's pretty crowded. You're kind of sharing your bed space. 2 or 3 beds to a room. Come out of here and just chill with you and a friend. Now we're continuing on the glass corridors. Getting this little walk here. We're 88 meters down. We can pop out this hatch as well. You can re-enter that hatch or that one in the distance. So you can do, you've always got the option to swim or walk basically. And now what's this? Down into the jelly shroom caves. You could swim down, but you'd probably rather just go down the ladder. 88 meters to 210 meters down, so that is what, 122 meter climb. It's pretty steep. Usually I hate having ladder climbs that long, just for roleplay reasons. That would be a pretty exhausting climb. Now, there is a hatch, so you can go right out to the jelly shrooms. A much more dangerous environment compared to what we've seen so far, even though jelly shrimp's not that dangerous, speaking Subnautica-wise. But if you were actually in this world, being this deep, without a rebreather, which luckily Rai is wearing, without a reinforced suit, some crab snakes, and an occasional biter, you might be a little more scared. Kind of breaking my own rule here again of having a ladder in the middle of a four-way hallway. I do this quite a bit, but I like the symmetry of 4 rooms each direction. But rather multi-purpose rooms, these are large rooms. If we're talking about my previous sections, the 4 multi-purpose rooms above the surface, up in the air. So, this room is all functionality. No windows, we're not looking for pretty sights. We have reinforcements, we're having large lockers. Most of these are empty. I kind of built this in the last couple hours of this hundreds of hours playthrough. So, it'd be great to fill these storage containers up, but more so just like we could fill them up if needed. We got a lot of gold. That's empty, empty. Some rubies. Some silver. Wire kits randomly holding some nuclear waste bins. Aerogel. We got reactor rods, not many. We got uraninite, not much. We got a radiation suit. Again, you don't need a radiation suit for these things to work, but just in theory. Oh, and this locker says empty suit. What's that for? Well, if you're juggling your inventory and you're trying to put on a radiation suit and you're trying to take off your regular suit, might be a good place just to have an empty locker where you can just kind of help shuffle around your in-game inventory. Even gameplay-wise, or roleplay-wise, where inventory wouldn't be a real thing in person. If you're changing clothes, it might just have a place to put the other clothes you're changing out of would help. Got some lead, some lithium, and we got 4 nuclear reactors. So plenty of energy. Now, for my last part, the first part of the video I did, you'll know that my other nuclear reactor, there's multiple shells of uraninite reactor rods, and it would make more sense to move them all here. I just don't want to have to lug it all the way across. It would just be multiple trips of me carrying stuff in my inventory, but the 4 reactor room is the one that needs the multiple units of reactor rods and uraninite. We could even delete the other one. It's super noisy down there if we wanted to, and just go off these 4. But again, why have all our eggs in one basket? If one reactor room was destroyed somehow, a Reaper attacked the base or something, you know, you still got another set of nuclear reactors to keep the base going, and it powers the whole base. It's all connected, it's all one base. So all the solar power from that surface way over there, the thermal power from that spring way over there, they're all connected here. Those bioreactors, where the cuttlefish are being hatched, are all over there. They're all connecting here, and this is helping them too. You'd probably want to, if you were living here, you'd probably want these bulkheads, not just for the whole stability, but if the reactor did blow. Hopefully that and the reinforcements along the walls would help. And look at this, more bioreactors. I don't actually need this much power in game, but if you had 30 plus people living on site, you probably would. Alright, this first reactor could fill up a little bit. We got more water filtration. Again, don't want all your eggs in one basket, even though we have 2 other water filtration rooms up there. You've got them down here too. And if you need to grab some water and you're in this part of the base, you don't want to trek all that way just to grab some water. You got 4 reactors of 2 bottles each sitting here. Got some plants just for some decor, but you can also like cut those. You can pick up these plants and shove them into the reactor if needed. You always want some storage for the bioreactors. Stuff to put in there on the fly. Just top this one off, and I think the other 3 are still full. So that's all good. So we'll go across the way. I hate having this ladder just right here, just walking into this ladder. It'd be so nice if you could just put it in the corner or something. Oh, what's this? 4 more water filtration things. So yeah, you've got plenty of water down here to keep you taken care of for a while. You also have 4 potted plants, the 4 edible types of food. You got marble melons, Chinese potato, bulbo trees, and lantern fruit. Let's see if we can fill up that spare biomass reactor or some lantern fruit that will grow back. So not only do you have food and water, but that's also energy. So even this little part of the base, just in the jelly shrooms, is pretty self-sustainable. You have biopower and nuclear power. You've got water filtration, you've got edible plants, you have fish, you have vending machines. This is just kind of a nice dining area. Just hang out, look at the jelly shrooms, eat at a table. Got some coffee on both sides of the facility here. And what's in the base without another massive living space? We got a nice picture of a Reaper. And a Reaper skull. Reaper alive, Reaper dead. Near the surface, down in the inactive lava zone. You can tell I took the picture of my jumbo shrimp prawn suit. Some more edible plants. You got plenty of Chinese potato. Again, you got all the food you need. Fabricator and radio for your convenience. Some edible bulbo trees. And desk. You see Riley getting tested for Kara early on. Some decorative plants. More decorative plants. You see the ion cube fabricator from the primary containment facility here. So just cool memories for Riley. More bulbo trees, more decorative plants. And this picture of the bulb zone. Pretty creepy, but pretty beautiful too. Got the giant bulbo bush right there in the center. Nice little bed. Some walls for some privacy. Even though you have windows, you can kind of see the other rooms. I think when you're by the bed, you can't see the other rooms because the walls are strategic place. So yeah, you can go around and look at the kitchen or the bioreactor room, but if you're changing your clothes, sleeping, getting it on, you got privacy from any other person who could be in the facility. Unless they're swimming outside your window. Didn't think about that. There's just some creep guy swimming outside the window. I guess they could watch you sleep. Maybe a crab snake would get them. Battery charger, medkit fabricator, an extra high capacity oxygen tank, and it's already full. Air bladder, fire extinguisher, medkits. A full thing of large filtered water to keep you sustained. And another little observatory This one for the crab snakes and the jelly shrooms. Where are the crab snakes? There's one. Glass dome. Yeah, you're not getting sunlight, but yeah. Oh yeah, it's not a separate glass dome, it's just the observatory, never mind. Oh, we're coming up on the end of a second hour here. I think I'll do one final part. Probably won't be an hour, we'll see. Let's climb up to the surface. Back here in the grassy plateaus. Yeah, the light from the grapevine. I hate how it kind of... It goes through the walls. I hope their physics engine's a little better. I guess right here it looks okay. It's the light shining through the window on the wall. I hate when it, like, the light passes through the wall itself. I feel like some of my base design elements are things that like humans want to live on, because being underwater maybe wouldn't bother some people, but you have claustrophobia, you have thalassophobia to deal with. The anxiety of being by yourself on an alien world would just be lonely. It's like solitary confinement, which is torture. But things you need: greenery. You want plant life. Even this alien plant life is something to look at. You want light sources. You probably just want to see bulkheads and reinforcements. As beautiful as the glass and windows are, just knowing that you can shut a door if there's like a breach would just be comforting to me. Having some light, having some areas where there is no external view and you can just kind of take your mind out the ocean, like in this area here, where you might know you're underwater, but you may not be thinking about it. You just feel like you're in a room that could just as well be on the surface. That's nice. Having excess water, having places for privacy if you did have people here, that would be good too. Obviously Riley's alone on the alien world, but if you did have people living here, you need to get away at some point. Radios for convenience, if you were to use them to communicate to other people. Just having vending machines and trash cans and coffee machines accessible to you. You don't want them in one part of the facility. If you're designing a base you would live in, you don't want just the cafeteria over there. If you woke up here in the morning, you have to walk how many miles and climb ladders or swim before you get a bite to eat or something to drink. Nah, you would just want to have that stuff right there. You know, you don't want to go all the way over there just to grab a bite to eat. So my base is designed with like redundancy in mind, and there's a fucking biter. I hate those little annoying assholes. Also trying to have bulkhead doors that open into the glass like this. This door being open kind of blocks your view right here. Sometimes I can't help it. I like to have excess hull stability. Anything over 0 is functionally the same. If you have +1 stability or 100 stability, it just means your base is stable. It doesn't matter. It just better preps you for adding more additions. Alright, let's head back to the Jumbo Shrimp. I'm going to end this part and we'll pick up with another part. Part 3 should be our final part. We'll look at the Cyclops, hatch some cuttlefish, and take a trip on the Neptune.
Welcome aboard, Captain.